This can't be good, though. Things you need to hear.
3 things that the Overwatch community can't accept. Number 3, it's your fault you can't rank up, not your teammates. Number 2, having the highest damage doesn't mean you were the best on the team or even had a good game. Number 1, Moira isn't good, she's awful. Shut up. 3 things that-
Wait, this is actually unironically based. Wait a minute, the comments on this gotta be something. Hold on. Oh god, here we go. Average new Overwatch player. Bro plays Roadhog and trying to tell us this. Skull emojis. Oh my god, this is the most TikTok comments of TikTok comments I've ever seen. Bro just lost to Moira and no good damage. 1, not true. 2, true. 3, that's an opinion. Oh my god, the copium's just like... See, this is the big one. This is my favorite argument. Yeah, but you're right. It's my fault my team goes AFK in the middle of a comp game. One game doesn't define an overall career. That's actually so accurate. Because people always say that. People, whenever you say certain things like for example, oh, like I can't win because my teammates go AFK, and then they'll like say like they'll show a game and it's like, wow, actually, yeah, that sucks. Like you had a teammate that left or went AFK. Like that actually sucks. I feel bad for you. That's awful. That doesn't keep you in bronze or keep you in silver. That doesn't happen every game. And by that logic, as long as you never do that, there's actually more of a chance that the enemy team will have players do that over time than your team because you have less chances. They have 5 rolls of having that happen over and over and over. So they have 5 individual chances that someone will be a head. Your team has 4 chances of having it hit him. And if you duo, it's now even less. It's actually only 3. So, yeah, this is just huffing copium and, whew. Yeah, me having 15k healing, 30 kills, and 20k damage was it. If you have 20k damage and only 30 kills, you're shooting the tank the whole time, 1. But 2, there's no way you do that every game. You're picking one game where you played absolutely mental. And it's like, dude, you don't look at... A lot of people don't look back at the games where they played like... They look back at the games they played amazing. People remember certain things. They remember what games that their teammates played like ass. They remember games where their teammates were really toxic and like through the game. And they remember games where you played like a monster. You don't remember the games where you played like... Very rarely do people remember the games they played like... Oh, it's a Stitch. Oh, this has got to be good. I love Stitch videos.
Watch hot takes. Symmetra should be a support.
Well, Symmetra was a support, and then they changed her to DPS because support Symmetra was I mean, DPS Symmetra is as well, but at least you don't have to...
Before Season 2. Checks out.
Throw on healer. I actually made a YouTube video where I played Symmetra for 24 hours just to see how the worst character in the game was. And honestly, I think she's just a little bit underrated, but I think a cool idea would be give her less utility and more damage options, and see how people like her then. Especially in her turrets. I think turrets should probably just be removed from Symmetra's kit. I mean, they are the weakest part of it anyways, and if you disagree, you are dog shit. Like, stop dying to AI. I think the teleporter is really cool though, especially because it's more of a reactive ability in Overwatch 2, which I quite like. And whether or not her ultimate is actually good or not, I don't care. I just think it's goofy as hell to put a shield that goes across the entire map on a DPS character. Like, come on now.
That's actually a fair take. I don't totally agree with all of it, but actually a fair take. It's actually somewhat fair. I'm actually with you on that. I'm even though I don't personally agree on all of it, I think it was actually fair enough that I'd be like, you know what? Cool. I'm with you. I'm willing to let you hear you out on that. Wait, this guy's called the... Wait, the sound is called the raccoon guy? Wait a minute. I'm in.
Hey, I have a question. How are you supposed to actually, like, win matches to be able to get a f***ing ranking? When the only teams it's putting you on are the most incompetent idiots you can imagine. I basically had to hold my team's hand. I had to tell them what to f***ing do in order for them to actually start playing correctly, and we still lost. They started doing better once I started making callouts, but holy f***, they're stupid.
You know who this is, right? I'm not talking about the old TikToks that we've seen. This is the guy in your comp games who's screaming callouts, and you're just sitting there going, "Wow, this guy's f***ing stupid." You guys know when I played on other accounts, when I play like support or whatever, you know, and you have that one teammate, and you're sitting there like, "Oh, this guy doesn't know shit." But like, the louder you are, the more people will listen to you. Oh man,
I started making
the things I do to be a fly on the wall.
Call-outs, but holy they're stupid. I had to tell a Mercy to pocket the tank. Oh my.
Oh, I'm gonna let you.
Oh my god! And it's been like this for 3 consecutive matches. Like seriously, you're throwing unnecessary losses at me because you keep giving me teammates that cannot play. I'm not asking you to give me like god tier teammates, but at least give me competent ones. I shouldn't have to hold the weight of an entire team on my back. Seriously, the past 3 games, I'm the only one on my team that isn't going negative. But because we keep losing, it's going to negatively affect my rank. Hey, So
let me give you a little tip. One, this is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. This part right here is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard.
I had to tell a Mercy to pocket the tank.
So, one, your information and what you're telling people to do sucks. I don't remember if this guy was baiting or not. I don't remember. I feel like I've seen him before, like when we watched TikToks before, and I feel like it was bait. I don't remember. But I have a very good feeling that I understand why your teammates are always terrible, and they always suck, and they're always negative. Video games are not like real sports. I played football, high school, college. I've played with some of the really fucking good people, and some of my friends are actually in the NFL now. Overwatch is not like football. You can't scream at people to play better, and they're not going to play better. It's not an aggressive sport. You can't channel that anger into power. It's a video game. So if you sit there and scream at people, they actually just technically, like 90% of the time, 95% of the time, they actually respond negatively and will play worse. So if you're sitting there screaming and telling people what to do the entire game, one, they might not understand. They might not understand what you're telling them to do. And second off, if you're sitting there screaming at them, they're going to perform worse. So if you're that dude who's in your game absolutely just screaming your head off, they actually feel like they shouldn't mute you because they want to hear your callouts because they're trying to be a team player. They're actually putting up with you and not getting paid for it either, because I call that babysitting. But the point is, though, if you are losing a lot of games and you're someone that gets really, really angry, you might want to consider just shutting your fucking mouth. Because you'd be surprised how many games you can win just by shutting your fucking mouth, especially if you're tilted. Because sitting there and screaming at people is 10 times worse than sitting there and saying nothing. So sit there and say nothing and see what happens, because you might actually find out that you were the problem all along. Mercy shouldn't be with the tank, true. Mercy shouldn't be pocketing the tank, true. Skill-based matchmaking, if your team isn't competent, that means you're a bit competent. You're a bit incompetent, but okay. Dude, if you're okay, dude, it's okay if you're new, but don't tell people what to do if you don't know what to do. Also, as a Mercy's, my job isn't to pocket a tank. I'm running around boosting DPS while healing everywhere I can. Not pocketing tank, I'll pocket a DPS. True. Hear me out, don't solo queue. Okay, at least the comments actually kind of came to the rescue here. Wait, there's a part 2?
The tank is meant to be the frontline sponge of the team.
Dude, don't talk slow, because like you're talking slow because as if they don't understand you, man. Oh man,
taking all of the damage. Mercy has a very direct heal. Like it's very target specific.
This has got to be bait.
The f do you mean she shouldn't be with the tank? What am I reading? The tank should be protecting the Mercy and the rest of the team while receiving heals from the Mercy.
It's
the
bait.
Other support should be supporting the rest of the team, throwing out heals and doing additional damage with all the other DPS. You don't have to play this way, but it'll increase your chances of winning if you do.
It's gotta be bait.
The tank is meant to...
This has to be bait. I refuse to believe it's not bait. There's no way. We gotta check the comments. POV, you know nothing about Overwatch and you think that Mercy should pocket the tank and not damaging up the DPS. I can tell you're new to the game. When he realizes Ana and Bap does it better. What about Kiriko? Mercy doesn't output healing to heal a tank. We should focus on other teammates. Bronze take. Ain't no way bro just said that. You have no clue what you're talking about. I'm glad most people understand, but that's gotta be rage bait. It has to be rage bait. It looks like they're serious, but like, there's no way. I refuse to believe that's not rage bait. I refuse to believe it's not rage bait. I don't know.
Top 5 things I do not miss in Overwatch 2. Number 5, this bullshit. Don't get me wrong, I
True.
love the 2CP maps like Hanamura. They are pretty looking maps, but holy shit, this game mode is fucking terrible. Every game is either 1 minute or 1 year long, but it doesn't even matter because you're just gonna draw anyways. And anyone who actually likes this shit over push
So, okay, I'm gonna let it finish.
is different in the brain. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to ever meet you in my life, but you can subscribe to this channel.
So, okay. 1, I think it's survivor bias of people that say they want 2CP to back. 2, I think there's a huge correlation that it's especially DPS players and sometimes support players that say that they want 2CP to come back. 2CP as a tank player was one of the worst things in the game because you had to do everything properly to take the point. You'd have to make sure everybody was properly grouped up. You'd have to choose a path, left, right, or center, depending on what point you're going to, etc. What tanks you're going to play, how you're going to get there. You have to look for threats. Are they engaging early? Are they not engaging early? You basically were there like a chaperone, having to guide everybody in, holding everybody's hands until you finally get into the point or into like around that area, and then everyone could go do whatever they wanted. And then you had to be the person to, 1, push into point and hold and sustain the whole time. I haven't heard a single tank player that says they want 2CP to come back. It was legitimately a nightmare. And the worst part is, I think it was probably the map that the most people would always say, oh, tank diff, tank diff, tank diff. And it's like, dude, there are so many things that are going wrong. And it's like, we could fix it if we like changed our comp or we changed this. But people don't give a fuck about that. They want to sit there and look at, no, tank not doing job. And it's like, dude, tank job is like 12 jobs. You have 1. Make it there without dying. And it was always miserable, and it was always super fun for DPS players because on defense you could just spam chokes. If you played Junkrat, you could just spam out on Temple of Anubis first, just spam that one hallway on the bottom right. You always got a first. Always some idiot always walked into the trap when you walk like on first point or go into the side room. Without fail, every time somebody died. So you get a free kill to start every game. You sit there and spam. On defense, you had like no threat, and then anytime you did get pressured out, it was always the tank's fault. It was like, what the hell? Like, we gave them so much space. Tanks, what are you doing? And it's like, it was never DPS faults on those maps, and that's why I think 2CP is survivor bias and almost strictly wanted by DPS players or a very small pool of support players that were especially played like things that enabled DPS. Like, I don't think BAP players or Ana players liked it very much. I think like Mercy players like 2CP. Just saying. Check the comments time. Push is the worst game mode. I mean, I agree right now, but I wouldn't say Push is worse than 2CP. I think 2CP was fundamentally really bad. And Push has its problems, but I think they're fixable over time. Bro's trying to be different. Oh my god, don't tell me people actually want 2CP back. Bro got that Overwatch NPC accent. Oh my god. They all say this. They all communicate in the same language. They all say the same thing. It's like the same 10 comments just recycle with either skull emojis or bro god or bro is or average is or mid or it's like, bro, dude, like, please have a thought, some type of thought process beyond a walnut.